Hi guys, in today's video, I'm talking Jive Mini Pods review, part 2. So in today's video, I'm covering when you order them, when they arrive, what you need to do if you're going to send them back or get a replacement, also how the new Jive Pods are working. Stay tuned because all of that just ahead right here on the Michael Clopton channel. Hey, one of the first things to know about me is I'm not a tech guy. I'm not into all the tech. But I am, of many things, a musician. So I know about sound. Basically, I'm somebody's dad here on YouTube that teaches practical finances for real people. I bought these Jive Mini Pods at that attractive price with the promise that they were equal to the AirPods. And I thought, why not? Everybody likes to save money. But I should have known better. This was my third purchase over Facebook and Instagram, and they've all turned out less than satisfactory. So if you haven't seen Jive Mini Pods review, the good, the bad, the mostly ugly, then I'm going to put a card right up here so that you can click that link and see it. And it'll also be at the end of this video. I want to say thank you to all the subscribers who have subscribed during that video. I really do appreciate it. And for all the comments and all the feedback for those of you who did order the Jive Mini Pods. So if you haven't hit that like button and the subscribe button, now's a great time. The first thing I want to bring to your attention that I talk about on this channel quite often is when you're ordering anything, Jive Mini Pods or anything, use your credit card. As one of the viewers commented in the last video, they were not getting satisfactory interaction from the company like many others of you. And so he had to resort to his credit card to get resolved for the product. And now there were some people who used their ATM card and it was having to stretch out even longer in order for them to get resolved. So lesson number 1, no matter what you do, I had to do the same thing, but no matter what you do, use your credit card when you order anything online and save yourself the headache. Once you finally do get your Jive Mini Pods in the mail, anywhere from 7 days to 2 months, you're going to want to save the entire package, including the content that is inside, because the company is going to want a picture of the label and a picture of all the contents that are inside if you decide you want to send these back. And I'm not kidding. They're also going to want you to send a video on what's wrong with the Jive Mini Pods and why you're sending them back. For me, that was an easy trick. I just sent them a link to my YouTube video right here on my channel. They were quite eager to resolve the issue when I emailed them the link to my Jive Mini Pods review, the good, the bad, and the mostly ugly. But it still took 2 months for me to get the replacements. I thought maybe they forgot, but likely what happened is during the pandemic, they're shipping them from China to here, so that got delayed. Many of you experienced the same thing, but even when there wasn't a delay in my first order, it took 15 days for me to get them. Most companies do have their product made in China and they bring it over into the United States and sell it at their retail places. And why that's really important for me is I have some freaking place to go with my grievance when I have a product that's not working properly, which I've done on many occasions, and those retailers make it good. It's not quite that simple when this drop shipper sends them from China directly to you. All right, let's see how the new working pair operate. All right, here's the package. So let's unpack to see what we had. There's a black pair of Jive Mini Pods, and there's supposed to be a white pair, and there they are. So they sent me exactly what they said they were going to send me. This one is the black matted finish Jive Mini Pods, the ones that I originally sent out for that didn't work. So let's open this up. And inside here is the black mini pods in the little pod and the matted finish pods inside. Also behind all of that is some type of instructions, very, very small. You can find that on video 1 that'll show you that. And then this little cord that came with it so that you can plug it in here and charge it. So we're going to try these out and see how they work opposed to the first ones I got. And these are the white ones. Again, you can see the little white pod is right here. Has the same finish, that matted white finish. There's the pods inside. Let's see what we got inside here. Oh, exactly the same thing. Here are the manuals. So as it is, I don't see a place where the little light is supposed to light up like it's supposed to, but it doesn't have that on either one of these. And then here is the cord that came with it. And I'm gonna see how this works and I'll let you know.
And just for the record, these have a matte finish, not a matted finish.
So from the previous sales video that I bought Jive Mini Pods originally from to the more sleeker one that they're running now, I had no idea that they came in black and that they came in white. Although black was the pods of my choice. The pods made it through shipping with about 80% charge, at least one of them, and one with just a little bit less. And the white ones, once I hooked them up to my phone, they hooked up pretty much immediately. The black ones I was having a little trouble with. I had to recharge them, and then they hooked up to my phone eventually, so they actually started to work. And I started exploring because many of you commented in the other video about not being able to see the light indicators. And the white ones, actually, you can see the light indicators. I took a separate little video, and I don't know if you can see on here, but on the little pods themselves, they have a blue flashing light, which says that they're trying to connect to your phone. Also, when you hook them up to charge them, there'll be a red light that lets you know that it's charging, and it turns itself off when they're completely charged. It takes about 90 minutes to charge these pods to a 100% charge. And you can charge the pod itself, and you can take the pods, ear pods, and put them back in the pod, and it will recharge the pods up to 4 separate times. Now, it only charges them up to 80%, and it takes an hour to do that, but you can get 4 different chargings from just one charging of the pod. I've had these pods trying them out now for about 6 weeks. And I have to tell you that one thing that the advertisement said that they last for hours, I was able to get about 2 hours and 20 minutes. And many people who have these are only getting an hour. All the indicator lights for the white Jive Mini Pods actually work. All the indicator lights that they say on that little piece of paper that are supposed to be there. So these actually work. The black, however, they work, but none of the indicator lights are able to get through the black finishing that's on here. So if you want to know whether or not this is actually working, you have to open up the cover and look down inside, and on the actual earbuds you'll see little red lights, and that lets you know that it's on and it's working. Also with the black pods, a lot of times when I hook up for my phone, one side will hook immediately and the other one won't. I have to take it and put it back in the pod and push this little button that's here on the side. And I push the button, then take them back out, put them in my ear, and they will connect. Also, both of them will intermittently disconnect, but it does have an automatic feature that keeps searching for your phone and tries to connect back. If at any time they're not connecting and you have a working pair, put them back in the pod, push this button, open the lid, and then come back. You can also open the lid and push the button, and sometimes that'll make a connection too. But honestly, it's a little quirky. So you're going to have to learn how your particular pods are going to work, and that's kind of where that's at. On the round part here on the corner of both options, the black or the white, are pressure pads. And there is some tapping frequencies that you do in order to stop it or move to the next track or answer a phone. In my particular phone, I have the Google. I can tap the right one twice and it'll bring up my Google voice. That works pretty good, but they're kind of wonky too. You know, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but the pressure pad is right here when you hit that. So when you go to adjust them, one of the bad parts is you have to hold the bottom part of this earbud in order to do it, because if you push the part right here, you're either going to make a call, which has never worked for me, or you're going to stop something or start something or whatever. It's not going to work. So you're going to have to adjust them so that it goes like this with a little bar. And for most everybody, they fit pretty good in the ear. Everybody except for maybe one or two comments have told me that they weren't able to put them in their ear, that they kept falling out. But for most people, I think they'll fit in your ear pretty well. All right, my other pet peeve about these Jive Mini Pods is the difference in the sound. For instance, when I opened up the white ones and used them, they were completely different sound frequencies than the black ones. These were more on a treble side, had more of your high frequencies and not as much of the low. It does seem like when I was listening to music, I could hear the different layers of sound, but it was still not really to my liking. It just wasn't pleasurable to listen to, although I could hear it, and these actually were much louder than the one I had gotten before. So I immediately switched from one pair to the other and instantly could tell that there was a difference in the sound frequency. This one has a little more bass. The black ones seem to have a little more bass, the ones that I have, and they're not clear, rich, pleasing bass. It's kind of a muddy bass. It's a little more bass, but it's muddy. So they're not exactly the same. And having used them over the 6-week period of time, since I bought them to listen to people talk, I've kind of gravitated toward the black pods, which is the ones I liked in the first place, because they work okay with somebody talking or YouTube channels or whatever. They work sufficient for that. This was not, I just didn't like the sound that I was getting, too trebly. So I thought I would try to fix it by downloading an equalizer app. And with both of these, not only did it compromise the quality of sound, but also the volume, which is something you definitely don't need with these Jive Pods. And so that's pretty much my experience with them. Oh yes, let's not forget telephone calls. I could double tap on my right side and have it bring up Google to make a call for me. But when I was talking to someone, the quality was not good at all. In fact, the volume was really sort of on the bad side. I was talking with someone who was using AirPods and talking to me on my Jive Mini Pods, and I could barely hear them. Later, I had them call me and talk to me just from the phone. It was the same experience. So for me, the phone call situation with these Jive Mini Pods were not good either. It feels like a crapshoot when you order these. Either you're going to get a pair that work, or you're not going to get a pair that work, which seems like most people do not. One of my viewers from part 1 bought 3 of them, and 2 of them didn't work. Only one of them worked. So you're going to have to go through the process of returning them or trying to get a replacement, which you're going to have to wait some more to get a replacement. Could be 7 days, could be 15 days, depends on where we are with this pandemic shipping and thing from China. So it could be a long time before you get them. So if you're going to order these Jive Mini Pods and give it a risk, if you're going to throw the dice and see what happens, you better be willing to wait, because it's going to take time to do that. And you also are going to be disappointed, I believe, in the overall quality. It was only $35, and for me, I had $35 that wouldn't hurt me spending this, but that's not how everybody is, and I don't think, honestly, at the end of the day, you should waste your money on it. Those of you who happen to get the working pair when your first order, you're lucky. You're just lucky. That's the luck of the draw. And for the rest of you who think they sound good, Awesome. I'm glad that you like them. But for those who have a little more taste and sound, these are not going to get it. Nothing that they have compared them to when it comes to the AirPods actually seems true to me from the ads. So at the end of the day, don't buy them, don't get them, they're not worth it, and save yourself the drawn out headache that you're going to get from these. Be sure and check out the part 1 of the Jive Mini Pods review and read some of the comments from other viewers, and you'll find out exactly what's happening as far as their experiences too, so you don't just have to take my word from it. Now, if you get a pair and you don't have any instructions, look in the description below this video and number 1 video, and there'll be a link you can go to. I've made a PDF form that tells you to some degree how these are supposed to work. Also, there's telephone numbers and email addresses that you can contact the company if you decide that you want to take them back, send them back, or get a replacement. If you decide you don't want these products and you just ordered them, please hurry up and call them now, and they will in fact refund your money. So thank you guys very much for joining me today here on the Michael Clopton channel. And if you haven't seen part 1 yet, go there and see it. There's a link at the end of this video. And consider checking out some of the other videos that I have here on practical finances for real people. And if you haven't, hit the like button and the subscribe button before you leave. That would be awesome. Thank you very much, and I'll see you over there in that next video.